we're really pleased to say that the Australian screen industry has improved its trade position over the last year, which is something we've uncovered through looking at the various reports that come through from the ABS, the Australian Bureau of Statistics, where we've noticed that the level of our exports has improved relative to our imports, which means that our overall trade deficit in the sale and of audiovisual works that our small businesses create has improved. And look, that's a testament to the amount of work that the small businesses who make up Screen Producers Australia are doing. We know that there is great value in having a diverse group of businesses that have multiple opportunities for people to deliver diverse views, great stories to lots of different parties. That's a really important way in which we keep the competitiveness in our industry going, and certainly the ingenuity and all of the great opportunities for people to be working in our sector flowing. So that's critical, but it also, having a small businesses looking after content means that they're working really hard because having a small number of assets on your books that you really want to make sure are exploited well is a key way to making sure we are returning back to the economy some of the investment that we make every year in our industry. That is definitely working. Look, we rely heavily on lots of information to be able to understand how that's going. This was some ABS data we saw and I'm reporting on today. But it is equally important that we have lots of great information from the ACMA about how the broadcasters are acquitting their obligations. There is currently a dialogue happening with the ACMA to make sure that there is great detailed information continuing to happen for us. And there's also important that we have great information from Screen Australia every year. And as you know, they release various reports about how the industry is going. That allows us to make evidence-based policy making suggestions, and certainly to make sure the government is clear about the different strategies that will definitely improve our industry's position. There's also a lot of interventions that have worked across a number of years to make sure that small businesses are supported, and we continue to work with government to make sure that those interventions, those support structures that have developed our great industry continue, are indeed tweaked to be able to grow our industry further. Speaking of the small businesses that are driving all this work, there are two key conferences that I thought I'd give a shout out to those that have been travelling at the moment at a point in the Australian summer which they probably want to be sitting on beaches but aren't. One of them is in Washington DC every year, and that's just happened, which is called Real Screen. And coming up this week there is Kids Screen, which is in Miami. So they're the reality documentary conference that happens, and also the children's conference. These are great opportunities in which people get a chance to go to markets, develop projects with other parties, make sure they're understanding what's happening, and also develop and sell opportunities for their content, as we were just talking about. We, of course, do this at Screen Forever each year in Australia in November. So while this is all going on globally, very important, keep an eye on what's going to be happening in Australia later in the year, and we hope to see you at that market, and I'll be back next week to talk about that more.